Hello, I'm Mike Zagata. Last week we talked about the relationship between sunlight and young forest habitat. If we don't have sunlight reaching the forest floor, we won't have most of the plants and insects living on the forest floor that young forest wildlife rely upon for food or cover. In other words, there will be a lack of suitable habitat for those young forest wildlife species. Thus, when we see a large area or landscape covered with trees that are mature and form a closed canopy, is our assumption that all is well correct? We now know that all isn't well for those species that need young forest or brush. But what about those species that live in the interior of mature forest? It turns out that even most of those species, including some of the thrushes and the scarlet tanager, need clearings or young forest from the time the young fledge or leave the nest until they migrate in the fall. What is the message I'd like you to take away from this session? In order to have forests that are healthy, resistant to insects and disease, are sustainable, provide habitat for the greatest diversity of wildlife, we need to manage those forests for a diversity or mosaic of age classes from very young to very old forests. Nature plays a role in doing this with fire and blowdowns, but we can't rely on her timing or scale. How do we accomplish this? We do it by logging, where the value of the wood removed offsets the cost of providing the habitat needed. Some of those logging techniques include clear cutting or variations of that loggers call shelter wood or seed tree cuts. One of the things that has been done with increased frequency is for a logger to come in and cut one tree or a small group of trees in one area. And in general, this doesn't work very well because the opening created in the canopy by removing one tree or a couple trees isn't large enough to allow for enough light to hit the forest floor and create the habitat at ground level that we need. If you're interested in learning more or joining RGS, please visit our website or give us a call.